Good evening, Sugar Britches. I hope that everyone's doing absolutely fantastic today. I have a lot that I want to share with you, so with that, let me go ahead and get started and go as quickly as I possibly can. So this has been my birthday month, and I was so excited to get something in the mail, and I've already looked into it because I just couldn't wait. But when I did look into it, I got this on the inside of the box. Now let me tell you, I know that you know when you get something like that on the inside of the box, you know it's going to be yummy goodness on the inside, and it was. So I also have to say that I love my SA, and I really enjoy going inside to see her, and will always do that. But if I did not have such a strong relationship with her, I'm not sure that I would all the time go in there, because the packaging on this was so exciting. And this was around all of it on the inside. I thought it was just such a nice touch, the box itself. I've never gotten that wrapped around in all of the things that were inside, so I thought that was pretty cool. Now, I got something else that I have not received before, and I thought this was absolutely incredible, and I want to show that to you. It was this. Now, I know it's not this. I mean, they do look fairly similar in size, but when you turn it around, you'll see that it's an envelope. Now they didn't seal it, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't, because I am a keeper of this kind of thing. But when you pull it out, you'll see that, and it opens kind of sideways, not whoops, it opens sideways like this, and then on the inside was this. We'll put it back together so you can see it. Is that not awesome? I loved it. So a little note from the person who sent it, so I can always look and know when that happened. So I thought that was fantastic, very exciting. And then of course there was this with a gift receipt on the inside, and then the box itself. Really quite lovely. Now, the one thing I did wonder when I was opening this up, everything's still the lovely chocolatey brown, and I thought, oh, when are the new boxes coming out? So I'm going to research that and let you guys know. I'm very excited to kind of see the new boxes. I'm not sure if I'm going to love them, but I've been through a couple of different styles. So anyway, here she is. This is the cover, and let's go. Ta-da! This is the Pochette Accessoires in Damier Ebene. I'm so very excited about it. Now, I don't have the new model of the Pochette Accessoires. I have the old version, and I'm so excited to have a newer one. Now, the old version, I even got Preloved. And so today I want to talk about Preloved and getting something new, when to decide whether to get the newer or the older model, when to do that kind of thing, and then kind of the differences between the two, so you can tell I really do have a lot that I want to share. So I'm going to be looking at some of my notes too to make sure that, you know, I grab everything. So new model, they actually called this the Pochette Accessoires NM when it first debuted, which was in August 1st of 2012. Now, way back in August 1st of 2012, they debuted it at the mono pattern, the monogram pattern, and they the Damier, both Ebene and Azur, were close to follow within that year, just within a couple of months. So the this was in 2012, which kind of made this one obsolete. I think for just a month or two, I think that you were still kind of able to get this one, but I think they quickly phased it out. But in 1992, the Pochette Accessoires, the original one, came out, and I don't know the month. I did do quite a bit of research. I actually called Louis Vuitton on it. We had a great time doing some research. So it came out in 1992, only in the monogram pattern, and the Damier in both patterns, both the Ebene and the Azur, came out in 2006. So that's quite a length in time for everyone to have just been able to purchase the monogram itself. So, and when this ended, when the last time that this was available, it was available for $390, and the new one is currently available out there on the website for $500. So quite a jump, but there are definitely some differences. So let's get to talking about those. The first one that you will see, it's really quite obvious and everyone was quite excited about, was the difference in strap length for these bags. So this one, quite a longer strap. And I'll show you kind of side by side there. This one, I did measure it, is about 5 inches, and this one is about 9 inches. So really quite substantial different, and does make this easier to carry as a handbag. Now there are some differences in the length as well. This one is shorter by just about an inch. This was 8 by 2 by 5.1, and then I think this was like 1.5, and then this one is 9.1 by 5.1. So the height stayed the same, but I think this was like just a little over 1.5 when I measured it. So let me get them both kind of up there so you can see that the bend pattern is definitely a little bit wider, and it's flatter too. I don't know that if you can see that or not, but it's definitely a little bit flatter, a little bit wider. Now I have heard it said that they did that so it's more likely to kind of sit up like a regular handbag. I did try that a couple of times. It kind of flopped over, so maybe you kind of have to have it full of something first. But that is one thing that I read, that they did want it to have more of a look and feel of an actual handbag. And this one, you know, I think it was absolutely fine to use on its own, but they just made some changes to make it have more of that feel. So the straps, there's still a couple of things that are different about the straps. First of all, this one, which is the new one, is definitely, it's a little thicker. So if you see that, and then I'll show you this. Definitely thicker. And then if you see this one, how there's like an indent that goes along this side and then like this side and this side. On the new one, there's a stitch that goes right down the middle, which is interesting. Now I know that I'm showing you, the damier versus the monogram, but it is the same in the monogram pattern. And I'll tell you where what I'm showing you actually differs between the monogram and the damier patterns. So let's see, so it's thick. So this was definitely thinner, this is thicker. And I think that's really the differences within the straps themselves. And I think let's go to the interior. So the interior on the older one, and I haven't really had this one very long. I've got to tell you, when I bought this, I got it off of eBay, and it's absolutely beautiful on the inside, but it does have that rough interior lining that was typical for that time period. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that's how it was. But they have upgraded, and it's now kind of like a linen interior, and it has a pocket on the inside, which it did not have before. So really quite lovely. Now, the tag on the end is, oops, let me move this out of your way so you can see that. This one, they do look kind of the same, made in France. And then this one also made in France, so that's good. They do look very, very similar in shape and the way that it's still etched in there, so that's kind of good. I'm trying to think about any other differences that might be, other than really this being a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. I think that they're really the same. So these are two interesting things that you need to think about when you're attempting to kind of maybe move into more of the authentics rather than the replicas. I know that some of you, and just bless you, I'm so grateful that you still come and join me, that you're still very interested in some replicas. I'm definitely not the replica fan. I think that I have a couple of videos which I'll link down below if you're still kind of interested in that kind of thing. I have stopped answering those questions based on it, because I know if you want to love them, please feel free to love them, but that's just not, it's not my bag. And I'm not going to answer any more of those questions. If you're looking to get into Louis Vuitton, this is a really easy way to get into to a low price point for Louis. Now, I'm not saying that it's just inexpensive, because $500 is $500, but it is a lot better than spending like $3,000 or $6,000 or $10,000 for a luxury bag. So not too shabby if you are going to get it in the new. It does come in all of the different patterns. And, oh, I did tell you that I was going to tell you when something different. If you got it in the monogram pattern, on the new style. It's going to look the same on the inside, but it's going to be brown on the interior. It will still be linen, but it will be the brown color that we're very used to seeing with these bags. Now this one I got off of eBay, and I'll tell you, when I buy Preloved, and I don't think there's anything wrong with buying Preloved. I think that it's fantastic. I think it's a great way to get some of the bags that may have gone and like you can't get them from Louis Vuitton anymore. Go Preloved. If it's a bag that's expensive and you can't afford it new, go Preloved. If it's a bag that you really can afford, but you find a really good deal on it, do it. Put it in the cart and do it. Anytime you can save a little bit of money and enjoy a purse that's new to you. It doesn't always have to be new. There are some that I get from Vuitton that I definitely want it to be new, and that's okay. We'll save that for another day. But I do recommend eBay, even though a lot of individuals do not. I think that you can find good, authentic items on there. You do have to be very discerning, and it is sometimes very difficult to tell. And one of the reasons why I choose to purchase mostly in the United States rather than Japan, for just a couple of reasons. I know that they do have some inexpensive items over there, but they are hard sometimes to authenticate for me. And if it ends up that it's not authentic, to me it's easier to work within the United States. And that's because I live in the United States. If I lived in or near Japan, I would probably go that route as well. Just sometimes when you cross that, it's a little difficult. I know that here it's illegal to sell a replica handbag, so you have some definite things that you can do when that happens. And eBay has some great sources of things to do. If you do it with eBay, make sure you're using PayPal. That does give you an extra added layer of security. So I do recommend that. Now, the next reason why I choose to purchase directly from within the United States is that if it comes from Japan, you can be caught by customs. They may contact you and say that you owe taxes on that. So I never quite know what those taxes might be. So I'd rather just know that the price that I'm getting is the price that I'm spending, and then that's going to be it at the end of the day. And I've also heard that sometimes when they come with some odors, and I am very OCD about the things that I buy. You know, as you can tell, this is pristine bag. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and I'm very careful about the ones that I pick up and purchase. So of Preloved. Now I will do a video that's separate to finding Preloved and understanding or identifying when something is a replica versus when it is authentic, and we'll help you along with that. If you see something on eBay that you're really interested in and you're having some trouble discerning whether that might be authentic or whether it might be real, I mean, or a replica, please send me an email and I'll help you in any way that I possibly can. I want you to definitely be able to get something authentic, and I want you to be able to enjoy it for many, many years. So I hope that that was helpful, a look between the two and a discussion about whether replica, whether Preloved. Here would be my thing for this. You know, if you don't mind not having a pocket, would be the biggest thing for me. You know, I often carry, let's talk about what actually fits in here. I always carry these kinds of things in my bag. You've seen even the big ones that I carry. Nothing's ever really rolling around. So let's take the new one, and I'm going to put this in there. And then I'm going to take this little tiny wallet. Now, I use this when I'm just on the go real quickly. This actually was made for me by one of my aunts. We're big supporters of breast cancer awareness. We want that stuff gone. Don't want any ladies to go through that. We want a cure for that so it never happens again. But this is just really cute, and I just throw my cards down in it, and it acts as a wallet for me. And every time I open it up, I'm about, oh, by the way, we all know I'm very textile, so when I feel it's very, very soft, so it always makes me happy. But when I use it, I can think of my aunts, and that's always a happy and wonderful experience. And I just have a moment where I wonder, hey, I wonder what they're doing, and just be able to send some good thoughts or a little prayer their way. So we're going to drop that down in there as well. And I always have with me the 6-key holder. And if you don't have one, and you are looking to get something from Louis Vuitton, this is even cheaper than the Pochette. And I think it might be the most favorite thing that I've ever purchased from them. So handy, so helpful. So we're just going to put that down there as well. And I think that you still quite a bit of room. I'm kind of surprised. And this is good because it's just enough. In the old one, this usually had to sit up and that had to sit up, but there's plenty room for it to kind of sit down just side by side. And that's really good. And I think that leaves room for my little lovely clear box of yummy goodness. And I'm gonna just put that down in there. My God, oh guys, there's not enough room for it. So I think that overloads it just a little too much. So we're gonna pull that right out and we're gonna leave that. But I think that those are the essentials. Now, I do believe there's plenty of room for my iPhone 6 Plus. I would put that in there so you could see, but that's what I'm recording with today. But I have no problem believing that would absolutely fit just fine. And for the most part, this really carries everything that I need. It does have a couple packs of gum and, oh, like this is the chocolate that from the Nordstrom restaurant I think I did when I did the What's in My Bag. I don't even know how that lasted. So how have I not eaten it? I don't know. I'm going to eat those tomorrow. So anyway, it contains, you know, like just a couple of, some aspirin and the glass cleaner, that kind of stuff. So anyway, there you have it. I hope that this video has been helpful. Look for another one really soon where I'll talk about a Preloved. So anyway, those decisions would be if you didn't mind the pocket, which I mean, I love the idea of the pocket, but I don't think that it doesn't necessarily, I mean, I'd be okay. I'm not necessarily looking to get rid of this. The only thing that I would look to trading it out for would be this particular thing, the strap itself. And I did see from someone else who did another YouTube video that there is a wonderful strap, and I'm actually going to get one for both of these. If you go onto eBay and you look up B as in boy, G as in gator, 02, you will see some gold chain straps there, and they can either be like a regular strap that's about this size, or they have them in the length for a crossbody, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to order it, and I'll do a review on that when I get it. So anyway, if you're looking, if you find a really good deal on this and you think that you want to roll with this and you're not necessarily too worried about this because you're just going to replace it to the gold one, you don't necessarily worry about the pocket, you may want to save yourself some money. I know that when I bought this one, it was a little under $200, but a really good deal, and it's served me very well. So I hope that's helpful for you to know. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments on it, or if you have any questions about anything that you've seen here, just go ahead and let me know in the comments. And please take a moment, if you haven't already, to subscribe. I am thoroughly enjoying everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I hope that you are enjoying me as well. I definitely want to make sure that we take the time to get to know each other. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day tomorrow, and then boom, we're at the weekend. Talk later. Bye.